How big a deal do you think this could be?
It's a watershed moment. I mean, this is 3 years in the making that Tesla has been trying to get into China from an FSD perspective. And this unlocks a golden opportunity, not just for Tesla in China, but I think globally, it's a game changer, in my opinion.
That's what I wanted your view on. OK, Dan, so China's one thing. What does it mean for the United States and the same thing?
Look, it's important because it's also a shot across the bow, shows what's happening in China. And from a miles run perspective, so from a data perspective, China, that's the golden goose. So this is going to seriously advance Tesla from an FSD perspective. And Musk knew that. That's why he did this trip. It was obviously a surprise one. And I think it's going to come as a surprise in a good way to investors. Long time in the making. It's a trophy case moment for Musk getting back on that plane, come back from Beijing.
Hey, Dan, Jay Pulaski here. Really enjoy your work. When you say game changer and a global game changer, what exactly do you mean? Does this mean the robo-taxi is coming sooner? Does it accelerate that process? I mean, what's really the game-changing nature of this particular move?
Yeah, it's a great question. Autonomous FSD, when you talk about the golden vision, it can't happen without China. So this was a missing piece in the puzzle. The fact that they got this clearance from Beijing, it unlocks really now the whole vision. And I think that's why it's important in terms of the longer term, what Tesla could achieve, not just in China, but globally when it comes to FSD. And I think this is just the start. It's obviously a win for Baidu as well. But it really shows that now finally it's not just talk, it's walking the walk. I think it's a historical moment for Tesla in its FSD efforts.
And Dan, if I could just follow up a little bit on that. We have a thesis at TPW Advisory that it's kind of, we call it a two tech stack world where China and the US are kind of isolating their tech stacks. And that really creates a lot of opportunity within China tech. And I'm wondering how you think about that. And you said this obviously benefits Baidu as well. What about China tech versus US tech?
Look, I think right now US tech's ahead of China. When we talk about AI, I think with Tesla, they're trying to thread the needle here. They're trying to take that technology, even though Baidu, it's stored in Shanghai, to actually be able to use that globally. And I think it just comes down to there's only two companies that have been able to thread the needle in terms of China-US. It's Cook and Cupertino, and it's Musk and Tesla. And that's why this is a huge win for Musk, even domestically, for him just to come in there during the auto show, come out, get FSD approval.
So, Dan, let's stress test that a little bit more. Apple, China right now, not even a top 2 smartphone player. Dan, can we get into that a little bit more? What Jay is making, the point that he's making, is that ultimately the Chinese market will be dominated by Chinese brands, potentially in EVs and likewise in smartphones. Why is he wrong?
Because you make the best products in the world, consumers are going to buy them. And that's why at the top of that mountain, the Mount Rushmore, it's Cook and Cupertino. Now, they're clearly going through growth headwinds now, but I believe 6 to 12 months from now, they're not. I think we'll start to see that Thursday when they report. Look, I think this starts betting against Apple in China has been the wrong move. And in our opinion, it's 220 million iPhones there. 130 million have not upgraded in 4+ years. That growth opportunity will be on the horizon.
You say it's the wrong move, but that short's been paid this year. I've said that to you before. We're down 12% year to date, and China's been a big feature of that. You're not alone this morning, Dan, by the way. I'll throw this out there. This came from Bernstein this morning. They say, buy the fear. They say Apple has derated significantly amid a weak iPhone 15 cycle. Fears that Apple's China business is structurally impaired. They're taking the other side of it. You mentioned the numbers on Thursday. What are you looking for, Dan?
Look, in near term, John, that's been the right move, right, in terms of the shorts. But it's like betting against Brunson in one game. That's going to be might be a good move for one game. For the long term, it's not. And I think Thursday, it's really about Apple showing that growth as you go into the June quarter, September, what we're seeing in China, that turnaround's there. And this all sets up for AI coming to Cupertino. And that's what I believe is going to really be the massive drum roll over the coming months.
Hey, Dan, it's Jay again. What about the case for AI opportunity in China? Do you look at any of the Chinese companies as you want to pair like almost like a global pair trade. You have Apple, you have Tesla. Okay, those are the two U.S. companies that are going to have opportunity in China. What about on the Chinese side?
Yeah, I think Alibaba. In my opinion, that's the play in China from a cloud perspective. Everything they're doing, and I think similar to almost like a Microsoft, Google, Amazon, what they're doing on the cloud, I think that's, in our opinion, probably the best China cloud play when we look at Beijing.